Hey, good morning guys. Hey, today what we have planned is first I'm going to go work on the Ranchero for a little bit. I got some Pour 15 that I'm going to put down on the inside of the cab, seal up some of that rust that's forming, and then I'm going to go pull a dash out of a parts car. You can probably hear my car rattling. That's an old Focus that I drive. So then I got to start pulling a dash out of a parts car. Hopefully I can get the dash out today. It's supposed to be warm. And then head home, start working on a Crown Vic. I got to pull the rear axle out and swap gears for a guy. And because if you saw my post a little while back, it's on Instagram or YouTube, I don't know, that the axle broke on him, the right side. And got to start pulling the axle, swap gears, because we couldn't find a 355 limited slip rear end. And so the easiest thing to do was to buy a 327 open rear diff. So then I'm going to try to start changing out the front cover on the flow bench. So hopefully we get all this at least started today, get onto it, that way we can keep making progress on everything. But okay, I'll check back with you shortly. Okay, I got most of the stuff cleaned out of here. Now what I need to do is there's some oh, you can't, maybe right there you can see some insulation and stuff, I think they call it butyl pad, that I still need to clean off. I'm going to try to scrape as much of that off, and then I'm going to wire brush it all, and then I'm going to hit it with some lacquer thinner to clean it all up, try to get any of the grease or stuff up, and then I'll put the Pour 15 down. So I'll show you guys the process little by little. I don't know if I'll do much of a time lapse, just because that can get kind of boring, and yeah. So okay, let's get started. Sorry about that, my battery died on my camera, and it's a pile of crap, but anyway, you can see all the areas I coated. Obviously I'm not going to do the whole thing because it's not all, you know, surface rust and build up. You might be able to see. Got back there, I even got, let's see if we can get some light. Got up top in some areas right in there. So anyway, sit and let that cure some longer, and gonna clean up, put this wiring back in, let it hang up, that way it doesn't get into this. Clean up some of my mess that I have here from vacuum cleaner and everything, and then I'm gonna head over and start pulling the dash on the other car. I'll bring you guys along. Okay, let's go pull the other dash. Okay, I gotta pull this dash out. You can see the dash pad is not in good shape. We're getting a new one of those, but the dash itself is actually in really good shape. There's some little things, but I mean, being a 70 model vehicle sitting outside, Well, you're not going to have a perfect dash, but this thing is rough. So, okay, I'm going to start pulling that out. I'll update you shortly. Okay, got the dash pad out of the way, and the speedometer, or the instrument cluster, is just breaking apart. That thing's super brittle, just falling apart. Last thing I got to do is the speedometer cable on that, but I think as much as that thing broke apart, I think I'll be able to pull the dash out without it. But the dash pad isn't hard to get out. Now I'm gonna pull some things loose. Need to get the hood prop loose. Anyway, okay. This is not fun. I don't like old cars. I mean, I do, but I don't. So, I'm sure some of you guys know how to pull this thing out in minutes. Haven't done a whole lot of them myself. Okay, I'll check back with you shortly. Okay, so I left working on that Ranchero. I don't know if you guys can see me. And now I gotta unload the axle for this Crown Vic because the axle shaft broke on the passenger side and it did damage to the housing. So I'm gonna unload this axle and then we'll get started pulling that rear end out. Okay, so these rear axles are not really that difficult to do. Shocks, get rid of the shocks. Obviously I got a caliper hanging there. Pull the brake lines, sway bar end links, parking brakes, and then we can start coming down with it. But then we have this, I think that's basically called like a Watts link setup. We can either do the single bolt in the center, or we can do the upper. I think the center bolt might be your nut might be the easiest if it comes loose. At that point, then we have our control arm bolts, and I have a feeling at the axle is going to be the easiest, and ABS sensors. Seems like a lot. Oh, and drive shaft, but just bolts. Okay, I'm gonna get started. Okay, so obviously you pull the wheels off. Go after the parking brake cables. That's supposed to be, you know, right there. There's the other end. Okay, now drive shaft. Gotta heat some bolts. I'll be back after these messages. Okay, then we give it some ugga-duggas. Well, I guess I already got two of them, so we gotta turn it. Okay, knock that loose. I'm gonna go after that nut next. Okay, that bolt's not that tight. Got this breaker bar. Hopefully it's not spinning. Oh, it's spinning the bottom. Son of a gun. See that? Okay, so we're not going to do that. So we'll just go ahead and tighten that. And then we'll unbolt. Oh, okay. I really didn't need to tighten that, but actually, should I take that loose there? Well, I'm gonna take it loose. Do this one-handed. Get on there. There we are. Holy moly. There it is. Okay. Shocks next. Okay. So, little update. I haven't killed myself yet. Not that way. Just like parts, you know, hurting me. You guys are sick. So, shocks are loose. What else did I do? Looks like I didn't do anything, and I was... Well, I don't remember what I did. Oh, sway bar end links. I gotta get these bolts out. I was gonna take them loose here. I want to take them loose here, because that one's gonna be tough to get to. That one got loose, but I still have to take those off anyway and swap to the new. So I think I'm just gonna take the bolts loose here. I already sprayed some stuff on them. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna take those bolts loose. Oh, I messed with this ABS sensor, it broke. Those things are in there. And then the bad thing is it goes all the way inside. There's no connector in between. Damn you, Ford. Make things difficult. So now we need two ABS sensors unless they're on this one. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, well maybe not. Very cool. Okay, I'll update you whenever I get those bolts out, and hopefully coming down with the axle. Okay, I'm an idiot and I forgot my tripod in my car. So, got the axle out, worked on the Rancheros, almost have the dash out. I'll probably have that out in the morning, take it in with me, start on some more wiring on that. I'm going to get started on the flow bench now, start changing out the front cover on that flow bench engine, and I will either show you the process, or I'll just show you once I get it off and see what we find. Maybe I left something else out, who knows. Anyway, I'll check with you shortly. So I pulled the front cover off, and obviously with this engine it's got pretty high mileage. And there is old, I was hoping I could salvage the old gasket, but you can see right here, there's some gasket left over, some junk down here. It's hard for me to justify putting a brand new gasket on this thing. I mean, you price these things, they're not cheap. But I gotta do it for science. It's all for science. We'll learn so much, because one day when there's no electric anymore being made and everybody else has got electric cars, we'll have our diesels. Isn't that right? And we can run off vegetable oil and all other kinds of junk. But then our injectors will go out, and that's why we need the flow bench. So, for science. Okay, I'm going to put this on. I'll clean up the gasket area. I could do some YouTube magic, but that gets old. Okay, new front cover's on. This one is painted black because it was on another engine. You can see that places there that are taped off. It was on another engine. That engine ended up going in like an 03, 04 Excursion. Actually, it was the engine I sold. And it had the lower coolant hose outlet. I think it was down here, if I remember correctly. I think there might be something else different, but anyway, I need to pull this up. And I need to put a little tension on the belt, and we'll see if we can make oil pressure. Okay, you guys ready? See what happens. Oh no! I lost tension. Let's see what happens. Almost came off again. Well, that's probably because I haven't tightened that. She's warm. Yeah, that belt was getting hot. Yeah, it's pulled in, so I need to finish making my tensioners. So I want to build tensioners, 2 of them here, so one can push and one can, it can level it out or pull. This is not, what the frick? I didn't think it was going to be this difficult. What am I missing? Well, I think that'll make a difference. I'm an idiot. On the front cover. It's like I've never worked on one of these before. Oil pressure regulator. I better start by putting that in, huh? These. I was going to take the oil cooler off just to make sure I put a gasket in there. I don't know. Let's try this one more time tonight. See what happens. We're making oil pressure now. Okay, ready? Yep. Oh yeah. We're making oil pressure. We're popping. Holy crap. We're smoking. Woohoo! The pulley moved. Good sign to fix the tension on that. I want to tighten that a little bit more. Okay, that's pretty tight. Okay, but we had oil pressure. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. Woo! The lifters weren't spitting as much as I thought. Guys, don't mind my mess. Okay, let's do this real quick, one more time. Pressure, and we're smoking again. I don't know if that 3-horse pump is going to be able to do the job. We may need more tension on that though. That's really not that much tension. What's with the noises? I think we may need a bigger. That or 2 motors? You think I could do 2 motors? Take that other motor and assist it somehow? Ooh. No, that other motor would have had to face the engine to turn clockwise. Unless I could get it in there. Do you hear that? That thing's cooking. I think it's cooking that belt. That's not good. I think I gotta buy a new belt. Alright, just a second. Okay. Yeah, I think I cooked that belt. Oh yeah, she's hot in one spot. Okay, we've got oil pressure. Now we got to figure out. I think I'm going to try to find a way to center that pulley completely, and then mount that other motor right here, and then have this one assist it. Because I was hoping that it was going to be enough, but I don't think it is. But can my electric keep up? Or am I wasting time? I don't know. Anyway, we made pretty good progress. So we finally made oil pressure. So the front cover on this old one definitely cannot make oil pressure. And here's the, you see those deep grooves in there? So definitely not going to make oil pressure. If you have one like that and you have low oil pressure, there's your sign. Anyway, I'm going to end it now. Next on this, I think we need to figure out fixing the tension, getting the belt lined up properly, possibly adding the other motor. That way it has enough power to turn. We'll see. And then now that we're making oil pressure in the engine, then we will make the, and I say this, what does I say it every time, making the line that goes over the cylinder head. And hopefully then we can actually start messing with this thing and start messing with the electronics. You know, basically firing up the computer and making it think the engine's running. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you would, like, comment, and subscribe. Definitely leave me some comments. See what you, let me know what you think. Do you have any ideas to make it better? Do you have any ideas that, you know, that I'm missing, that I'm not seeing right now? Sometimes having other people look at stuff is a good way to brainstorm and figure out maybe something you're doing wrong. Just an outside perspective. So anyway, I'll catch you in the next video. Later.